Okay, let's dive right into this because the difference between a 580 and a 720 credit score is, frankly, life-changing. I mean, on one side, you've got denied mortgages, sky-high auto loan rates, and just constant financial stress. But on the other side, instant approvals and the very best interest rates, which literally saves you thousands of dollars. And you know what the shocking truth is? The difference often isn't about how much money you make. It's entirely about understanding the data inputs you are feeding into the scoring models. So, I want you to keep this target number in your head throughout our whole explainer today, 100. Achieving a rapid 100-point jump is actually mathematically possible if you execute the right behavioral adjustments within a really short window. We're going to build our whole strategy today around bridging that exact 100-point gap using fully actionable federal law-backed steps. Now, looking at how the FICO algorithm is broken down, what's really interesting is that a massive 65% of your FICO score is dominated by just two massive pieces: payment history at 35% and amounts owed, which is essentially your credit utilization, at 30%. So, for high-velocity results, we aren't going to waste time on the smaller categories right now. We absolutely have to attack the heavy hitters first. Which brings us to Section 1, Mastering Credit Utilization Ratios. All right, so let's focus entirely on hacking that amounts owed category to build some serious velocity. Now, you've probably heard the standard rule of thumb, right? Keep your credit utilization below 30%. And honestly, it's a fine baseline for average consumers. But we're not aiming for average here. We're aiming for total optimization. See, because utilization has no memory in the most common FICO 8 models, your score reacts instantly to lower balances. To trigger that 100-point jump, we've got to push way past that 30% average and really manipulate the algorithm to squeeze out the absolute maximum points possible. But hold on, because here is a massive trap that catches a lot of highly responsible people. Paying off absolutely everything so you have a flat zero balance on every single revolving account, that can actually trigger a score penalty. I know, it sounds completely backwards, but if everything is at zero, the algorithm lacks evidence of current responsible usage. Under the FICO 8 model, being completely debt-free across all your cards can actually drop your score by 10 to 25 points. You literally lose points for being too financially responsible. Talk about a tough crowd, right? So to perfectly thread the needle between keeping utilization low but still showing active usage, we use a highly optimized approach known as the A0 protocol. That stands for all zeros except one. This is basically the ultimate hacker's method for perfectly managing revolving credit to extract every single available point from the amounts owed algorithm. Okay, so here is exactly how you execute this step by step. First, you pay all but one of your credit cards down to a strict zero balance. And here's a crucial pro tip. You have to make these payments mid-cycle, well before the statement closing date. The closing date, not the actual payment due date, is when lenders report your balance to the bureaus. Second, you leave exactly one card with a small balance. And third, keep that remaining balance somewhere between 1 and 9% of its limit. Doing this tells the algorithm, yes, I'm actively using credit, and yes, I am flawlessly managing it. Moving right along to Section 2, Strategic Legal Remediation, Disputing Errors. Okay, so once we've fully optimized our utilization, we need to attack the absolute heaviest piece of the FICO pie: payment history. And we do this by using the strict, unforgiving rules of the Fair Credit Reporting Act, or FCRA, to dispute errors. Now, the timing here is key. You really want to do this at least 3 to 6 months before you plan to apply for any new credit. The secret weapon here is the burden of proof. Basically, if a credit bureau or creditor fails to provide the underlying account documentation to verify a negative mark within 30 days, federal law mandates the complete deletion of that mark. Getting just a single inaccurate 90-day late payment or collection account deleted just because a debt collector missed a deadline can yield a massive 50 to 100-point jump. Let's break down those legal timelines, because they act kind of like a strict compliance dashboard. Under the FCRA rules, furnishers have exactly 30 days for their initial investigation. If you send in more evidence, well, they get a 15-day extension. And after that completion, they have exactly 5 business days to notify you. In the automated, super high-volume world of debt collection, these furnishers frequently fail to pull the required original documents in time. And guess what? When they miss that strict statutory deadline, you win and the algorithm upgrades your score. But listen very, very closely to this. If you are currently in the process of buying a house, do not do this. Filing a standard FCRA dispute yourself while you're in the middle of mortgage underwriting can completely freeze your loan approval. The automated underwriting system will see an open, consumer-initiated dispute, it'll flag the account as unresolved, and it will just halt your entire mortgage process in its tracks. So knowing when not to dispute an error on your own is honestly just as critical as knowing how to dispute.
Which brings us perfectly to Section 3, the Rapid Rescore Shortcut.
So you might be wondering, how on earth do you bypass those agonizingly slow 30 to 60-day standard reporting timelines or those 45-day dispute cycles without totally freezing your mortgage? Well, you use the Rapid Rescore shortcut. Standard reporting leaves you waiting 1 to 2 full billing cycles just to show the bureaus that you paid down a credit card. If your dream home is literally on the line and your rate lock is ticking down, you just can't wait that long. Rapid Rescoring entirely skips the wait cycle. It pushes verified facts straight into the scoring algorithms almost instantly. And when I say instantly, I mean 3 to 5 business days. Just imagine for a second you're sitting exactly 3 points shy of the cutoff for a premium interest rate bracket. That quick 3 to 5 day turnaround is exactly what saves your mortgage rate lock and actually gets you the keys to your new house. It's a total game changer. Here is the exact sequence to execute it. First, you gather the absolute proof, like a recent statement showing a paid-off balance from your AZO protocol. Second, you provide those documents directly to your mortgage lender. And third, your lender initiates the rescore with the credit bureaus. I have to explicitly emphasize this point. You, as a consumer, cannot initiate a rapid rescore yourself. No way. It is a highly specialized commercial pipeline that you can only access through your lender. To kind of consolidate all this data and our complete timeline strategy, standard reporting is fully accessible to you, sure, but it takes up to 60 days. Mid-cycle updates are faster, but they're entirely at the mercy of whether your specific card issuer even allows them. Rapid rescoring, on the other hand, guarantees a 3 to 5 day update, but it requires your lender to pull the trigger. It perfectly bridges the gap when you're just a few points short of a critical loan tier break and you need them immediately. We absolutely must be crystal clear on this one point, though. Rapid rescoring is an accelerator for verified facts. It is not some magic credit repair trick. If you have valid, legitimate mispayments, bankruptcies, or charge-offs, a rapid rescore will not erase them, period. It is simply a high-velocity tool to fast-track the reporting of factual data, like those strategic credit card paydowns you just made using the AZEO method. Think about it like this. Algorithms are ruthlessly calculating your financial freedom every single day based purely on the data they're being fed. But now, you know exactly how to flawlessly manipulate utilization with the AZEO method, you understand the precise legal timelines for disputing errors, and you've got the rapid rescore tool right in your back pocket. So I leave you with this provocative thought. Isn't it time you took control and started providing the winning inputs? Thanks for joining me on this explainer today, and hey, here's to mastering your financial metrics.